things that I think is really helpful as a teacher is to remember that when a student gives you a comment or they make an observation about something, it's okay to not say, yes, you're right, or no, you're not right. We can just let their observation or their comment sit. And I actually think that that helps to build the conversation of what other students will contribute also. What do you think is going to happen when he taps it a third time? What do you think, Shiloh?
3 seeds are going to come out.
You think 3 seeds? Why?
Because it's a pattern. It's going up by 1.
There's a pattern where it's going up by ones? Okay. Lauren, Michael, what were you going to say?
I was going to say the same thing. It's going to be a pattern that goes 1.
Okay. Feels like we're starting a pattern. Okay. Do you have a different thought?
Yes.
What?
It smells like thought. I know. I think that it's going to be 4 seeds.
Why?
Because if you could do, so if he taps it, he'll do, it's 2 times 2, which is 4. And so, and there's 2 seeds right there.
Okay. So it's, so that's 2. Did that work from going from 1 to 2 also? Did that pattern you're talking about work from 1 to 2? Okay. So I do try to do that as much as I can. If a student makes a comment about a pattern, I will acknowledge that and not say you're right or you're wrong or does, I think it really helps them to keep the thinking going. Even though sometimes it would be easy to say, no, or yes, that's it. It helps if they just get a chance to try it on their own. We're really putting pieces together that might be different and new for them. You may have noticed in the lesson that one of the students at one point said to me, I'm confused. The 2 partners were working on writing the equation, so taking the algorithm and abstracting it into an equation. And her first instinct was to say, I'm confused. So the best way that I could help her as a teacher was to remind her to just take a step back and look at what you did just before this. Are you all good?
I'm a little confused on the first one, because have the base, 2 is the base, but 2 isn't always the base.
Why? That's a good point. But
because there's gonna, in different graphs, there's gonna be different starting numbers.
In different scenarios, we might not always start with 2. Have you figured out why we're doing 2 as the base here?
Because it's easiest to double. The number of seeds to spin.
Yeah, because not only is it easiest for doubling, doesn't 2 represent doubling? Doesn't doubling mean take this and do it 2 times, right? So maybe the 2 is because of the doubling. So when you're writing your directions, your instructions, what should they start with?
Find 2 as your base.
Use 2 as your base is probably a slightly easier way to do it. And then what?
And then find the exponent.
What determines the exponent?
It equals the number dispense.
What did the exponent though? That's what the total would be if we expanded the exponent,
look at the number of doublings
to determine the
exponent.
Right. Good. So sometimes I think students think because it's new, it's confusing. When really what it is I need to pause for a second and think about what are the steps that I have done that can get me to keep moving forward.